To Free tutorial. In this video, let's see classic science chapter 9 methods of separation in everyday life. Separation means removing one from the other. Okay, in this lesson, let's see some common separation techniques used in our day-to-day life. The first two lines Sanskrit words are given. Just like winnowing makes a husk blow away while retaining the grains, similarly sages let the virtues stay while discarding the vices. First one is winnowing. Winnowing means to blow a current of air through grains to remove its outer covering, that is called a winnowing. Sages means someone who attained wisdom. The correct meaning of these words are sages separate the good character traits from the best one, similar to from the bad one. Sages separate the good character traits from the bad one, similar to winnowing separates grain from husk. Malli and his sister Valli are excited for their summer vacation. Malli and Valli, both of them are sisters, are excited for their summer vacation. Okay, after completing our exams, we the students are also excited for summer vacation. Our parents will plan for their summer vacation. Similarly, their parents have planned a trip to visit their relatives and friends living across India. Okay, some of them are going to abroad, some of them are going to visit some hilly areas, and some of them are going to visit relatives and friends' house. Similarly, their parents have planned a trip to visit the relatives and friends living across India. Okay, they always stay in touch with their relatives. Okay, the Malli and Valli's father, the Valli's parents have touch with their relatives and friends. Do you also keep in touch with your loved ones? Yes, we also keep in touch with our loved ones, especially our friends, relatives and cousins, because we are very much excited to visit our relatives house. We play together, we eat together with our cousins, so we are very much excited their cousins. Their first halt is at Nani's maternal grandmother's house in Haryana. First, the halt means staying. They are staying at their Nani's. Nani means that is mother's mother. Maternal. Maternal means related through the mother side. That is called maternal. Maternal grandmother's house in Haryana. It is surrounded by large field. Field means area of land. Area of land is called a large field, large area of land. Malli and Valli are fascinated by the variety of grains piled up in the courtyard. Okay, they are fascinated means they are very much attracted. Malli and Valli are very much attracted by the variety of grains. Okay, grains means seeds. Piled up means accumulated. Okay, the seeds are accumulated in one place in the courtyard. Courtyard means open area of land. The seeds are accumulated and in the open area of the land. Their mommy, maternal aunt, and mama, maternal uncle, along with their community members. Mama means mother's brother. Mother's brother are called mama. Mommy means mama's wife, mommy, along with other community members. Other community members, other relatives are busy separating small stones and husk from the grain with their hands. They are all sitting around the grains. They are busy in separating stones and husk from the grains with their hands. Malli and Valli are curious to know why this is being done. Okay, curious means very much interested. Malli and Valli are interested to know why this being done. Why are they doing like this? Why are they doing like? They are very much curious about why are they doing like this. Their Nani notices the curiosity and explain. Okay, Nani explained about we are removing these stones so that the grains are fit for cooking. We want to cook food, no? So we for cooking food we need grains. So we are removing these stones so that the grains are fit for cooking. Because the stones, okay, the stones are present in the grain, no? That stones are unwanted objects. It can cause damage to the digestive tract. So food with the stones can cause damage to the digestive tract. So we want to remove all these stones. They go around the house to see the fields and the cattle. Okay, they go around the house to see the fields as well as cattle. Cattle means usually we used to say cattle. We usually say cattle are four-footed animals. They are called cattle. But a group of domestic animals like cow, buffalo, and bison that are kept for their milk, meat, and leather. So that's why they are called cattle. To keep them busy, Nani gave him a challenge of hand-picking small stone from grains while keeping their eyes closed. Okay, Nani gave a challenge. Nani gives him a challenge of hand-picking. They want to hand-pick the small stones and grains. But one condition, keep their eyes closed. Okay, keep your eyes closed and pick small stones from grains. Okay, Okay, Nani give a challenge to both sisters. The method of picking by hand from a mixture when two or more substances are mixed, such as small stones and husk from wheat and rice, are called a hand picking. What is meant by hand picking? The method of picking by hand from a mixture when two or more substances are mixed, such as small stones and husk from a wheat. Okay, usually in wheat and rice contain some stones. We mix a mixture of stones will be there. So we want to remove with our hands. That process is called a hand picking. It is done on basis of difference in size, color, shape of particle. If the particles to be removed are present in small quantities and easily picked by hands, hand picking proves to be a convenient method. This is very much hand picking is a very much convenient method to remove the particles, that is a small particles present in the wheat or rice. At lunch, Malli and Valli are served steamed hot vegetable pulao. Okay, that is Nani prepared their favorite dish, pulao. Okay, we also like to eat pulao. No, the same way at lunch, Malli and Valli are served steaming hot vegetable pulao. While eating the pulao, Nani observed that Malli is separating whole black pepper from the pulao and is placing aside on his plate. Okay, that Nani noticed that Malli is separating that. Malli removes all these peppers from the food and is placing them aside on his plate. Okay, Valli playfully teases, "Wow, this is a hand picking method. Nice one." Nani tells him about the benefits of black pepper and encourages Malli to eat it. Okay, we use usually what we will in Pongal also some pepper and curry leaves. We used to remove all these things. Okay, but that items are very good for our health. The same way, Nani also told that the benefits of the black pepper and encourages Malli to eat it. Okay, but Nani tells them the advantages of black pepper for our health. Later in the day, their mama takes them to the field while they observe bundles of harvested wheat stalks lying in the field. Afterwards, what happened? Mama takes them to the field, okay, both of them to the field, where they observed bundles of harvested wheat stalks. Stalk means what? That is stem part. Stem of a plant is called a stalk. Lying means rest in the field. Some stalks are separate in the sun for drying. Okay, some stems are spread in the sun for drying. Both of them pick up a stalk each and notice numerous grains attached to it. Usually in the grain. Okay, that is grains means example rice or wheat grains. What happened? Some seeds are attached to this, that is called, both of them picked a stalk and notice numerous grains attached to it. Both of them pick a stalk. Okay, each one picked a stalk and notice a number of grains attached to it. A group of farmers are beating the stalks on a large wooden log means that is a thick piece of wood cut from the tree, that is called a wooden log. That is a group of farmers are beating the stalk means beating the stem. Okay, because to remove the grains from the stalk on a large wooden log. Curiously, Valli asked Mama, why are they doing? Valli got one doubt. Okay, and then he asked his Mama, why are they doing this? Mama explains they are beating the stalk to separate the grain. Mama told they are beating the stalk to remove the grains. Okay, to remove the grains from the stem. That's why they are doing. This process of separating grains from the stalk is known as threshing, and this process is called, that is separating grains from the stalk. Stalk means stem of a plant. Okay, to remove this process of separating grains from the stalks is known as threshing. Okay, farmers work hard, yet they enjoy their work. From time to time, they sing folk songs while working. We also, when we are doing working, no, when we are doing some work, we used to sing songs. Similarly, the farmers are also sing folk songs while working. Okay, why they are singing such type of songs? Their stress, they used to sing folk songs while working. Okay, because singing makes you breathe easily, while in good for your lungs and make you feel happy. Explore folk songs of your region and try to sing along with your friends. Okay, in our region, especially in Tamil Nadu, no, what about the folk song that you can explain to your friend? The separated grains get mixed with piles of husk. Okay, husk means that is the outer shell or coating of grain. Okay, the separated grains get mixed with the piles of husk. Valli whispers to Malli, will the farmers handpick the grains to remove them from so much husk? She wonders how much time will the farmers take to separate these. Both of them have discussed how the farmers remove the husk from the grain. Let us perform an activity to find out the answers to the questions raised by Valli. Activity 9.1. Let us explore. Take a handful of roasted peanuts and rub them between in your palms. Okay, our mother usually our mother used the peanuts for cooking, no, especially in puliyodare. What they used to do, roasted peanuts and rub them between your arms. What happened? That is it possible to separate the removed skin? Especially what happens means the skin of the peanuts are removed. Is it possible to separate the removed skin and the peanuts? Yes, we can separate the skin of peanuts. Now try blowing. What do you observe? Okay, we can get what happened. Now try blowing. What do you observe? Okay, we can get peanuts without skin. Which of these components removed peanut skins or peanuts are blown away? First one is peanut skins are blown away. You observe that blowing air separates the heavier and the lighter one. You observe the blowing air separates the heavier and lighter one. How do you think farmers separate so many grains from us? Okay, in our all houses we have this kind of bamboo tree. How do you think farmers separate so many grains from us? That is the method of winnowing. Winnowing is the method the farmers separate so many grains from us. Traditionally, a soup, that is a bamboo root, is used for separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture. In all the houses, we have this kind of bamboo tray. In Tamil, we used to say muram. To remove the skin of all type of grains. Okay, traditionally, a soup, that is a bamboo tray, is used for separating. Traditionally, a soup, a bamboo tray, is used for separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture. Next day, their nana takes them to the field to share the process of work. Next day also, their nana means grandfather. Grandfather take them to the field to show this process at work. Malli and Valli observe a farmer standing on a raised platform. They observe a farmer standing on a raised platform. The farmer is moving the bamboo tray which contains threshed wheat. The farmer is moving the bamboo tray. To and fro, they are moving the bamboo tray which contains threshed wheat grains in the direction of air and wind. What happened? That is the threshed wheat they are taking threshed wheat grains in the bamboo tray, and they are standing on a raised platform and they are moving. What do you observe from it? Do both the components wheat grains and husk fall in the same place? Threshed wheat grains fall in the direction of the wind. Which of the components get blown away? Wheat, grain and husk. Can the wind separate the two components? Yes, the wind can separate the two components. Like this, we can answer the questions. First one is, do both the components wheat, grain and husk fall in the same place? No. The answer is no. Which of the two components get blown away? One is wheat grain, the next one is husk. Third one, can the wind separate the two components? The correct answer is yes. Next, what is winnowing? Next, the farmer, see the picture, a farmer standing on a raised platform and using that bamboo tray. Okay, they are doing this winnowing method. What is winnowing? Winnowing means the process of separating them. Okay, that is the process of separation them are called winnowing. That is rely on wind to blow away lighter husk particle. Okay, lighter husk particles they are doing. Okay, this method of separating heavier and lighter components of mixture by wind or by blowing air is called winnowing. The method on a raised platform, the farmer is moving the bamboo tray which contains threshed wheat grain in the direction of the wind or air. This method of separating heavier and lighter components of a mixture by wind or blowing air is called winnowing, and this method is called winnowing. Have you seen any similar kind of activity is being done at your home? Yes, we also used to remove the peanuts from the peanut skin from peanuts. We used to do like this. Okay, next one, what question is given here. Valli is unable to separate husk from a rice in a closed room. How can you help her? Valli is unable to separate husk from a rice in a closed room because the process of separating them are called winnowing. Okay, winnowing, it relies on wind to blow away the lighter husk particles. In a closed room, what happens? It lacks natural airflow. Without wind, the husk will not be blown away. That's why we cannot do in a closed room. Next, more to know. Technological developments have resulted in developing of threshing machines called threshers. Nowadays, they are not doing winnowing method and all, but they are doing threshing, winnowing and all. Just they are doing using threshers. Technological development have resulted in developing of threshing machines called threshers. These machines are used for separating grains from the stalk and the husk. The machines are used while the threshers are used for separating grains from the stalk and the husk. They perform both the task of threshing and winnowing simultaneously. Both processes are doing the threshers. Using the threshers, we can do both the process. That is the threshing and winnowing together. Next day, Malli and Valli boarded to train to Ahmedabad to visit their father's friend Gansham Boy. Okay, Gansham Boy. Next day, they started their journey to Ahmedabad to visit their father's friend named Gansham Boy. Before leaving Valli, request her mommy to prepare methi puri. Mommy is preparing some dishes for Malli and Valli. Before leaving Valli, request her mommy to prepare methi puri. That is, methi puri means a sweet Indian puri made from the wheat flour for the journey. Valli, shall I help you knead the wheat flour? Need means what happened? That is, shall I help you to knead the wheat flour? Mommy, to prepare the dish with the flour, first we need to remove the bran that may present in the flour. Mommy said, to prepare a dish with the wheat flour, first we want to remove the bran. Bran, what is bran means? The brown layer. Okay, the brown layer is called, that is otherwise the hard outer covering. Okay, that is called bran. That may be present in the flour. In the valley, how can we do it? Mommy said we use a sieve for this purpose. What is meant by sieve? Sieve is a tool with a screen or mesh or net. Okay, the holes in the sieve are, that is a specific in size. Okay, that is the particles are smaller than the holes passes through. That is called the sieves. This particle smaller than the holes passes through. Mommy, we use a sieve for this purpose. Sieving allows the fine flour particles to pass through the holes of the sieve as shown in the figure. The bigger particles such as bran and smaller stones remain on the sieve. Mommy, we use a sieve for this purpose. Sieving allows the fine flour particles to pass through the holes of the sieve as shown in figure 9.5. The bigger particles such as bran and small stone remain on the sieve. What is sieve? Sieve is a tool with a screen, mesh or perforated sheet material. The holes in the sieves are specific in size. Carefully observe a sieve. Are all the holes of the sieve the same size? Yes. All the holes of the sieve are same size. Will sieving work if the holes of the sieves are larger than the substance? No, because the particles are smaller than the holes passed through, while larger particles are retained in this case. Is there any difference in the size between the particles that pass through the sieve and the particles that remain on the sieve? Yes, particles smaller than the holes pass through, while larger particles are retained. Sieving is used when components of a solid mixture of different size. Okay, the sieving is a tool that is used for the separation of that solid mixtures of different sizes. Upon reaching Ahmedabad, they visit Sabarmati Ashram along with Ghanshyam Boy, where they learn about Namak Satyagraha Dandi March. They are reaching Ahmedabad, they visit Sabarmati Ashram. Sabarmati Ashram or Gandhi Ashram is located Ahmedabad in Gujarat. It was home to Mahatma Gandhi from 1917 until 1930 and served as one of the main center of Indian freedom struggle. Already we know that. And then where they learn about Namak Satyagraha, Dandi March. Here more to do. One column is there. What is Sabarmati Ashram famous for? Okay, it was the starting point of Dandi March. Okay, they started Dandi March from here only. Next, draw a poster showing Dandi March and discuss why it was organized. You want to draw a poster showing that Dandi March and discuss why it was organized. Discuss along with your friends why it was organized. Already we know that Britishers began to charge heavy tax on salt and exercise a monopoly over the production of salt. So, okay, protect against this salt tax, they started Dandi March. From here, where? From Sabarmati Ashram. Malli asked, where is Namak common salt obtained from? Malli asked, where is the common salt obtained from? And then Ghanshyam replies, from seawater. From seawater replies Ghanshyam. Seawater is a mixture of salts and some other substances dissolved in it. Already we know that the seawater is salty, no? Because it contains salts and some other substance dissolved in it. To obtain salt, the seawater is kept in shallow pits and exposed to sunlight in air. Okay, if you want to get salt from this, what happen? First, they want to dig a shallow pits and through the shallow pits water is collected, Through the shallow pit, water is collected and exposed to sunlight in the air. In few days, the water get evaporates. What happened? What happened due to the sunlight heat in shallow pits? The salt is left behind. Okay, evaporates completely, leaving behind the solid mixtures. Common salt is then obtained from this mixture by further purification. Okay, if you want to purify, we can get common salt. Find out about some water bodies in India that common salt. One such source is Sambar Lake in Rajasthan. Okay, mention few more places where that. Salt sources. Okay, salt sources, example Sambar Lake in Rajasthan. Two more places, that is Chilika Lake in Odisha and Lunar Lake in Maharashtra, we can write. Let us explore how salt can be separated from a salt solution. First, activity 9.2. Let us observe and create. Take a bowl or any container and fill it with half with water. Okay, take a bowl or any other container and then half of the container filled with water. Add 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt and stir it till the salt dissolved to form a salt solution. First, we want to stir it to get the salt solution. Take a small piece of black or dark colored thick paper and spread a few drops of the salt solution. Okay, take a small piece of black or any other dark colored clothes or paper, and you want to spread a few drops of the salt solution on it. You can also create or any art of your choice with this salt solution. Otherwise, you can create any drawing. Allow it to dry and then observe. Okay, just you can allow it to dry and then you can observe. Okay, what do you observe? Before that, one question mark is there. Have you ever observed white patches on the dark colored clothes you were during hot summer? How are these patches formed? Okay, already we know that if you have some that is white patches during summer. Okay, due to our body sweat evaporation. For example, sweat contains salt. Due to the heat, what happened? Due to our hot body temperature, it evaporates the water vapor. The white patches on clothes, like on shirts, we can see the white patches on shirts, we can see. And then the picture is given here before drying, after drying, and art created. Next, do you observe some patches on the paper? Yes. What do you think it's left on the paper? Already we know that salt is left on the paper. You can feel the presence of salt by touching the paper. Yes, we can feel the presence of salt by touching the paper. Where as the water disappeared. Okay, what happened? Salt solution, the water gets evaporated. Through evaporation, the water gets disappeared. Recall the chapter on a journey through states of water. Let us probe further to get the answer. Already in the previous lesson, we have studied about the states of water. Water evaporation and all we have studied already. In the traditional Indian system of holistic health and medicine called Ayurveda, the herbs are part of plants or prescribed as remedies. Okay, many people are using these Ayurvedic medicines for their health. Okay, for example, the herbs or parts of the plants are prescribed as remedies. Okay, according to this Ayurveda, parts of the plants are used as medicines. These ingredients, like if already we know the parts of the plants are roots, stem, leaves, flowers. These are some of the parts of the plant. These ingredients like roots, leaves, flowers, or seeds or various medicinal plants are often dried in the shade. First, they collect all the root, leaves, flowers, and shade, and then what happens? They dried in the shade, and then they will prepare medicine from this. Example, tulsi, neem, fenugreek, cumin, ginger can act as medicines in Ayurveda. This practice states the evaporation of excess water, leaving behind the important part of the medicine. During the drying, what happened? The water gets evaporated and it can act as the medicines. Activity 9.3, let us investigate. The activity may be demonstrated by the teacher. This one, with the help of the teachers only, the activity will be done. Take some salt solution prepared in activity 9.2 in a china dish. Okay, already we have that in activity 9.2 we have salt solution. No, that salt solution we have to take it in a china dish. China dish is available in all chemistry laboratory. If a china dish is not available, another suitable vessel may be used. Take some steel cups also. Heat and let the water boil away as shown in the figure. Using the burner, what happened? We want to heat the water solution, that salt solution. What happened during the heating? Okay, the water boil away as shown in the figure. Allow the china dish to cool. Afterwards, after the water gets boiled, what happened? We want to allow the china dish to cool. What do you observe? What is left in the china dish? What happened? What do you observe? The water gets evaporated. What is left in the china dish? Salt is left in the china dish. Do you get the salt back? Yes, we can get the salt back. Can you feel the presence of salt in the china dish by touching the salt with your fingers? Yes, I can feel the presence of salt in the china dish by touching the salt with my fingers. And next, one question is there. Is there any method through which can I get both salt and water. Okay, is there any method through which I can get back both salt and water? Yes, one more method is also there, that is through condensation. Okay, through condensation, already we have studied the condensation process. What happened during condensation? First, if you want to heat the water, it gets evaporated. Okay, the water vapor collected, okay, changed into water vapor, and the water vapor gets condensed to form water, and left over is the salt. Okay, through condensation we can get this both salt and water. Observe the figure. Does it answer the question? Can you name the process involved? This process is called condensation. It's now time for them to visit Dada and Daddy, paternal grandparents. Paternal grandparents means what? Parent side. Okay, parent side relations are called paternal grandparents. Now it's time for them to visit Dada and Daddy residing in Dada and Daddy residing in Puducherry, located in southern India. Okay, next to Chennai. Malli and Valli are excited to meet their old neighborhood friend Balan. They are very much excited to meet their old friend Balan. After reaching Puducherry, they started talking about the old times. They do not realize that it's already evening. Daddy's tea time. Okay, they are talking about their old memories. It's the time for tea time. Dada, I shall prepare tea for you. Dada said. Dada says, I shall prepare tea for you. Children, we will also help you. Children said that we will also help you. As Dada makes the tea, he shares tips on how to make a cup of tea. Okay, while the children are cooking, her mother gives some tips how to make, no, the same way Dada makes the tea, he shares tips on how to make a cup of tea. Balan, after preparing tea, how do you remove the tea leaves? Balan asked. After preparing tea, how do you remove the tea leaves? Okay, Dada said, yes, obviously with a strainer. Dada said, using the strainer, otherwise it's called a filter. Every house has filter, no? Tea filter, this one is called a strainer. You know, if you do not have a strainer, we can still remove most of the tea leaves. Dada said, if you do not have a strainer also, we can still remove most of the tea leaves. Vali asked, how? Dada said, leave the saucepan containing the tea undisturbed for some time and gently pour the tea in the cup. That is, the saucepan means tea vessel. Leave the saucepan containing tea, if it is undisturbed for some time, and then gently pour the tea. Okay, without disturbed for some time, and then you can gently pour the tea in the cup. Vali said, oh yes, and then the tea leaves will be settled at the bottom. Okay, yes, the tea leaves will be settled at the bottom. The process of settling down of heavier insoluble components, the bottom of the liquid, is called sedimentation, and this process is called without disturbing the insoluble particles. We want to pour this to the cup. This method is called sedimentation. The process of settling down of heavier insoluble components at the bottom of the liquid is called sedimentation. When the vapor is removed by tilting the vessel, the process is called decantation. The filtrate, no, that one is called decantation. When the water is removed by tilting, just you can tilt the vessel and you want to pour the liquid part, filtrate to the cup, that method is called decantation. When the water, that is a liquid, is removed by tilting the vessel, the process is called decantation. Next, decantation is also used in washing and cleaning of rice and pulses. Yes, okay, before cooking, our mom used to wash the rice and pulses with water. This is also one of the method of decantation. In this chapter, material around us, you have studied that oil does not mix with water and forms a separate layer when left undisturbed for some time. Already, we know that water and oil are insoluble. Oil is insoluble in water. Which method of separation would you use to separate oil and water? Okay, which method, if you want to separate oil and water, which method of separation do you use to separate oil and water? Already the correct answer for this, decantation method. Without disturbing the liquid, first we want to pour the oil content to, and then next to that water content. Next, Dada. But I can still get a few tea leaves in my mouth because decantation does not completely separate all the tea leaves from the tea. And then during that, he noticed that I can still get a few tea leaves in my mouth because decantation does not completely separate all the tea leaves from the tea. Dada said, this method, that is a decantation method, what happened? Does not completely separate all the tea leaves from the tea. Balan said, oh, it means it is not proper method of separation. Dada said, yes, you are right. The tea is ready now. Malli, during that time, Malli picks up a tea strainer from the shelf and give it to his Dada. Okay, during that time, he has taken Malli pick up the tea strainer or filter from the shelf and give it to his Dada. Dada said, let me pour the tea through the strainer. You can see all the tea leaves collected in the strainer. Okay, this process of separating tea leaves from the tea is called a filtration, and this method, that is using strainer, we can filter, okay, we can filter the tea leaves. Okay, and this method is called a filtration. This process of separating tea leaves from tea is called a filtration. Balan asked Mali if it gives a tea strainer to filter muddy water. Let us try. Okay, shall we use to filter the muddy water? Balan asked Mali. Instead of this, he could use a tea strainer to filter muddy water. Okay, shall we use this tea strainer to filter the muddy water? Let us try and find out. Dada said. Also, try to filter the muddy water through a piece of cloth and better. It's better to use a piece of cloth to filter the muddy water, Dada said. Okay, what about the differences between them? Okay, Malli, why should we use a piece of cloth? Malli said, why should we use a cloth? Already strainer is there, no? Then why should we use a piece of cloth for muddy water? Dada said, in a piece of cloth there are very small holes or pores between the woven thread. Okay, the cloth already we know that the cloths are made up of threads. Okay, woven threads. Okay, they are called small holes. Between the thread and small holes are there. These pores in the cloth can be used as filter, and these pores will act as a filter. People of ancient time also followed this practice. During now also in the tea shops they can use cloths instead of strainer. We can see that. But if the water is still muddy, impurities can be separated using a filter with even smaller holes or pores. A filter paper is one such filter that has a very shine. Okay, we can use first you can use strainer, and then we can use cloth. One more thing is there to filter, that is called a filter paper. In the laboratory we can use filter paper to filter the that is to filter the solutions. Okay, and that name of the filter paper is called Wattsman filter paper. A filter paper is one such filter that has very fine pores in it. Activity 9.4, let us experiment. Try to fold the filter paper yourself and make a cone as shown in that. Before that, how to fold the filter paper, that is very important. In the lab we can use filter paper, no? Before using the filter paper, how it will act as the filter paper, because we want to keep this filter paper in the funnel, so we want to fold. Okay, so before that we must know how to fold a filter paper. In the picture it is given there, first a filter paper, round shaped filter paper, and then we want one fold, next two fold, and then open it, and we want to insert in the funnel, and you can using the add solution into this, and then we can get the filtrate. Place it inside a funnel kept in a conical flask and pour muddy water into it. What do you observe? Do the mud particles pass through the filter paper? Okay, what do you observe? Okay, if you observe, what happened? The mud particles cannot pass through the filter paper. It remains on the it remains on the filter paper only. It does not pass through the filter paper. The water coming from the funnel will be collected in the conical flask. Okay, we can collect the remaining, that is filtrate, otherwise it's called water, in the conical flask. You will get mud as a residue on the filter paper and clear water as filtrate in the conical flask. Okay, mud otherwise it's called a residue on the filter paper, and the clear water we can collect in the conical flask. Next, more to know. Other than filter paper, many materials such as cotton, charcoal and sand can be used as filter. The choice of filter depends upon the size of the particles of the material to be removed. In our homes also we have water purifiers. Okay, in that water purifiers, what happens? Charcoal and sand can be used. Cotton, charcoal and sand can be used as filter. Because with the charcoal, what is the function of charcoal in the filter? Means that it can filter, remove chlorine and sediment and other contaminants of water. If you use charcoal as filter, okay, and then if you are using sand as filter, okay, sand filter are also used in water purification. The choice of filter depends upon the size of the particle. Okay, all these process depends upon all these filters can be used depends upon the size of the particles of the material to be removed. Next, activity 9.5, let us design and create. Valleys go for a natural walk with a daddy and collect some water from a pond in the container. Nature walk means a walk through nature. For what purpose? For enjoyment. Just to admire the nature. Valli goes for a nature walk with a daddy and collects some water from the pond. Okay, on the way he collects some water in the water from a pond in the container. She observes some unwanted substance in it. Just she observes what happens. Some unwanted substance mixed with it. Design and create a working model of water filter using low cost material. Okay, you want to create a water filter using low cost material and add this unwanted, that is a muddy water, that is water collected in the pond, and you can filter it. Tea bags were initially made of soft cloth like silk because it could hold the tea leaves and water pass through it. Okay, already we know that. Tea bags, okay, we have seen tea bags, that is a small porous sachet containing tea leaves or powdered tea. That one is called a tea bags. Okay, it is initially made of soft cloth like silk because it could hold tea leaves and let water pass through. Silk was strong and did not fall apart when it's touched with hot water. Later, what happened? The people used gauze or muslin cloth. Okay, in tea bags. Eventually, they began using filter paper, which is the most tea bags are made of today. Okay, so we have seen in tea bags, no, in coffee shops and all, no. So a small Paris sachet containing tea leaves or powdered tea are called tea bags. Malli and Valli go on a boat ride in a nearby river with a dada and his friend Ottukam. Okay, and then they are going on a boat, that is going on a boat with his friend Ottukam. Ottukam is a fisherman. Next, as they cast a fishing net, water drains out the mesh. Okay, yes, they are doing fishing. As they cast the fishing net, water drains out through the mesh. Okay, they saw the water drains out through the mesh. Valli recalls the filtration method she had learned and realized. Already she knew that filtration method. No, so she had learned and realized that this method of catching the fish is somewhat similar. The same method, only filtration method only they are applying to catch fish using fishing net. Malli is taken aback when he saw plastic bags, broken glass bottles, a large fish with a straw stuck in his mouth, and food wrappers along with the other fish trapped in the net. Along with the fish, he observed, okay, that Malli is taken aback when he saw what are the particles, but along with the fish, plastic bags, broken bottles, a large fish with a straw stuck in his mouth, and some food wrappers, okay, along with the fish trapped in the net. Let us raise awareness about the issues of river and ocean pollution by composing a poem. One poem is there. Okay, a few lines have been written here. Add more lines. Okay, a few lines are there. You want to add some more lines. A piece of plastic in my neck. Okay, the song related to the fish. A piece of plastic in my neck, as in pain I cry. Okay, Koilas, where are you, dear? Papa Fresh cries, Papa Fish cries, and Mama Fish as tears. Aware of the harm, yet they let it flow. Koilas faintly hears mother's sorrow. Stop plastic pollution at source. Rivers are huge resources. Here we should avoid, okay, we should avoid the water pollution. Okay, unwanted things we are putting in the water, no, so we want to avoid water pollution that will affect the marine animals. Okay, the animals are living in the sea, living in water bodies get affected due to that pollution of, okay, the human beings are doing lot of things, water bodies. Okay, we should not do that. Discuss with your parents. A bowl of milk in your home has gone sour. Suppose you are keeping a bowl of house in your home, if it has gone sour, discuss with your parents how can you use it another way. Okay, you cannot use it for tea or coffee. Otherwise, what other methods you can use it in another way. Also, which method of separation will you use in the process. Okay, one we can add, okay, we can use it for paneer. Okay, you can use some lemon juice or vinegar. What happen, we'll prepare paneer. Next, which method of separation will you use in the process? By the method of churning. We can use churning method or filtration method. Filtration we can apply. Filtration method, we can separate paneer from the liquid. Malli and Valli take blessings from the dada and daddy. Big goodbye to Bal and travel to Madhya Pradesh. Okay, going to Madhya Pradesh. The train reaches Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, the train reaches through the train they are going. They reach the Madhya Pradesh. The train reaches Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. The sun is rising and it's getting hot. Okay, in that place the weather is very hot. On the way to Masi's maternal aunt. Okay, mother side aunt home. They drink cha, that is cha, that is buttermilk in the dhaba. Roadside eatery is called dhaba. Roadside eatery is called dhaba. They drink buttermilk. Malli asks the shopkeeper about the big painting hanging on the wall in a wall of dhaba. In the dhaba, he saw a painting. Okay, Malli watches. Okay, Malli asked the shopkeeper about the big painting hanging on the walls of dhaba. And he asked the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper explained. The picture shows a lady performing. Okay, well, in the picture, a lady is doing the process of churning, that is curd using a big mathni. That is mathni is called a churner to separate butter. Okay, in this process the butter being lighter floats at the top. Okay, but during the churning what happened, the butter or cream, it's being a light particle, it floats at the top while the buttermilk is left behind. It is heavy, so it is left behind. The stay at Masi place has become enjoyable and they are looking forward to share all the memories with their friends upon returning home. and then it is a time for them to leave the place. So they stay at Mashi's place has become enjoyable, and they are looking forward to share all the memories. Okay, they can share all the memories with their friends upon returning home. Now it's time for them to reach their final destination on the trip, Shillong. And then next time they are reaching the final destination, Shillong, the capital of Meghalaya. On their arrival at the Balas, that is Bua's paternal aunt, that is father side aunt house in Shillong. Next, they reach the Shillong. They reach the Shillong. They notice a carpenter making a wooden door while working. He accidentally drops a few iron nails in the during that time. Okay, in that house, what happened? They notice a carpenter making a wooden door. Okay, in that house, a carpenter is making. He accidentally drops a few iron nails in the during that time. What happened? He drops a few iron nails in the sawdust. The carpenter starts hand picking the iron nail. Okay, using his hands to pick the iron nails. The children tell the carpenter to wait. Okay, the children already they know some method of separations, no? So they tell wait. They get a magnet from their bua. Okay, and then immediately they get a magnet from their bua. They ask the carpenter to move the magnet through the sawdust, and then they ask the carpenter to using the magnet you can separate iron nails. All the nails get attracted to it. Which method of separation did the carpenter use? Recall the chapter Exploring Magnet. That method is called a magnetic separation. The substance which are attracted towards a magnet are called magnetic substances. Already we know that iron, cobalt, nickel. These are some of the substances that are attracted towards a magnet. They are called magnetic substances. Iron is an example of magnetic substance. Separation of magnetic and non-magnetic substances by using magnet is called magnetic substances. Through this method we can separate magnetic as well as non-magnetic substances. Nowadays recyclers use magnets to separate iron articles from the heap of waste. Okay, in garbages also they can use this magnet to separate iron articles from the heap of waste. In many industries the waste materials often contain scrap iron. Okay, already we know that in industries and all the waste product contains scrap iron. This is separated from the heap of waste materials using magnet fitted to a crane. Okay, in that crane is fitted with a magnet. Using this magnet we can separate iron articles. The scrap iron can be recycled and reused. That iron is called a scrap iron that can be recycled as well as we can reuse it again. Malli and Valli are delightful holidays on the Bhakti Yatra tour. That is the tour of India. Okay, filled with the fun and will be everlasting memory for them. Okay. And then they are getting very good memories. Okay, memories, sweet memories during this trip. During this trip they got very evergreen memories. They not only enjoyed exploring different regions of India but also gained a knowledge about various methods of separation of substance. They enjoyed not only exploring the different regions of India but also they gained knowledge, okay, about the various methods of separation of substances. Next, activity 9.6, let us play. Write the following phrases on small slips on paper. One is just you want to write the phrases in a small slip of papers. One is separating small stone from pulses, churning of curd to obtain butter, taking out green chilies from cooked dahlia or poha. Next, taking out seed from watermelon. Next, sorting piles of sawdust and iron nails from a mixed heap of building material. Picking marigold flowers from a heap of other flowers to make a garland. Separating bubbles from sand. Separating coconut pieces from rice flour. Separating oil from water. Separating salt from salt solution. Now, take two baskets. You want to take two baskets, each representing one of the two purposes. Okay, each representing one of the two purposes for which we separate two substances. First, form two teams. First, take two baskets, form two teams, and see who will get the maximum correct entries. Okay, here thing can start. In the first basket, it is given to remove any one of the components that is not useful. Here, okay, two baskets are given. First basket, we want to remove any one of the components. Already is given, no? Column to the next basket to separate two different but useful components. Okay, in that first basket we will add, that is the to remove, separating small stone from pulses. Next is separating coconut pieces from rice flours, that is removing that is hand picking, removing stone from pulses. Next one is removing pebbles. Third one is removing coconut pieces from rice. Next, removing oil. Okay, we can add in the second basket. We can add churning of curd into butter. Next, taking out green chilies from cooked dahlia or poha. Next, taking out seeds from watermelon. Okay, next one is separating salt from salt solution. Okay, we can add these sentences into the second basket. This activity help in accessing your understanding as to why we separate substances. In through this activity we can know why we separate substances. Okay, next keywords: churning, decantation, evaporation, filtration, hand picking, magnetic separation, mixture, sedimentation, sieving, threshing and winnowing. All these methods we have already studied now. Okay, that's all. The lesson gets over. If you want more videos, like, share and subscribe. Free tutorial.